Hi, and thanks for joining this Acumatica video on quick order processing. So in Acumatica we have a concept called order types. So if we take a look at our order types, and let's say we open up SO, which is the default order type in Acumatica for order processing, we have this option down here called quick order processing. So you see we have this option here called quick process settings. So that tab is turned on based on this checkbox here under template settings. So if we turn it on and we come over here, Acumatica allows us a few preferences regarding quick processing. The goal is to get from order to invoice and get many of the steps that you'd normally do manually just by pressing the click of a button. So let's take a look at this, but first, before we do, let's go through all the steps we would normally do without quick processing. So we'll create an order. We'll give it an inventory ID. We'll give it an item to sell. Okay. And let's assume we want to turn this into an invoice, but also make sure that it's picked and there's a shipping confirmation the customer can walk away with, or perhaps a copy of their invoice. So we would go here and create our shipment, pick the warehouse. Then the shipment will open. We'll ensure that we have the right quantity going out. We could then print our pick list, and then we would print it out here. We'll go back to the shipment. Then we can confirm the shipment. Then we can prepare the invoice. Then we could release the invoice. And then we could email out the invoice, for example. So we can go in and we could either print out the invoice or email out the invoice to the customer, or do both. So we could send this out. Okay. So now keep in mind, the flexibility of Acumatica is to do some of these things all at once, but also to schedule. So again, not to get sidetracked, but if we go into our process screens, many of these processes can be done in mass across multiple orders, multiple shipments, multiple invoices. They can be scheduled in here. So some of these things can be done as a course of either different people doing them or an automated schedule that happens at a certain interval during the day. However, in this scenario, the customer's there and we need to get this done all in one shot. And you could see there was a number of steps that we had to do. So if we go back to our order types, in this screen, we have the ability to check off the items that we want to do. So notice create shipment, of course, is set by default because that's the first step you're going to do anyway. So we'll definitely do that. We could print our pick list. We can prepare our invoice. We can email our invoice, release our invoice. If we have the Acumatica Device Hub, check out our other video that talks about the Device Hub and pick, pack, and ship and some of the other warehouse functions. But the Device Hub allows you to automate printing in the background. So if we have that, we can select that here. So we'll save this, and the quick process for this order type, when we select it, we'll create the shipment, update the inventory, prepare the invoice, email the invoice, and release the invoice. The update invoice isn't really required because when we prepare the invoice, this is done automatically anyway. You notice we didn't do it when we did everything manually. But let's save this. Let's go in and create a new order. And we'll select our customer. We'll pick an item with a quantity. And now this time, instead of going through all these steps, we'll hit the quick process button. And notice Acumatica has pre-selected these options for us. So create the shipment, confirm the shipment. Again, we could print some of these reports using the device hub in the background. And we'll click OK here. And now notice all of these things have been done. Our shipment was created and confirmed. Our inventory document is here. There's hyperlinks. And our invoice is here. And if we just open up the invoice, you'll also notice under activities, the email was sent out to the customer so that they can view their invoice. So that's it. Thanks for watching Quick Processing. If you have any questions, at the end of the video, there's a contact slide. Feel free to reach out. Thanks so much.